Now, talk to me about this amazing album that's out there.
What have you heard?
I've heard nothing. I've heard nothing but good things, actually.
I've heard nothing good about
We see you guys.
Hey, thanks.
We're seeing you guys all over the place. I'm hearing you on satellite radio. I'm hearing you guys on regular radio. We've been hearing you on internet radio. You're all over the frickin' place. Amazing stuff. Talk to me about this album.
That's absolutely incredible that you're hearing all that. Thanks, man. Thanks for inquiring about the interview. Yeah, I guess you could say that being stuck out here on the road in a tour bus is kind of like being stuck in a time capsule. We really have no idea what's going on, so it's really good to hear that kind of feedback. And I'm really glad to hear that it's doing well because we're so proud of it. You know, we put so much work into it. We poured our heart and souls and blood, sweat, and tears into this record. We fought over a lot of things, and so I'm glad that what we fought for, what we wanted, what we truly wanted, and waited until the album was completely finished and we were completely proud of it. I'm glad to know that people are responding to it, and people like it just as much as we do.
Well, it's an amazing situation. Tell me about the recording process for this thing.
Oh well, geez, the recording process was it was both it was both way longer and also at the same time way oops, sorry. I don't want to say it was easier than the last record, but because it definitely was more of a challenge to get a record to top the last one. Like with the last one, I feel like we kind of played it more safe. We didn't really take many risks, you know. And with the new record, I feel like we kind of wanted to mess up the process a little bit. We wanted to think outside the box. So it was nice because we had more experience. We were off the road. We were writing some of the heaviest songs we'd ever written. And we had already worked with our producing team before. We actually got to go in the studio and set up and play as a band in headphones and listen to the guitar riffs and the drum grooves and everything, and actually write in a giant room all together. So I think it was definitely a lot more fun process, and as far as I think all of us are concerned, with our individual instruments, we wanted to bring more of our own personal personalities out on the new record, as opposed to the last one where we kind of played it middle of the road, kind of safe, you know. And on this record, it's more extreme on both ends, you know. It's either extremely heavy or very extremely intimate.
Arejay from Halestorm with us today here on the big broadcast. Tell me about the title. Well, why did you guys go with The Strange Case of?
Well, actually, it kind of ties into the old Jekyll and Hyde books, which Lizzie and I are huge fans of. We've always read like those old stories and everything like that. You know, those are the kind of stuff that we were raised on. And we noticed when we finished the record, well, we didn't even have a title for it. We had about 11 songs or so, and half of them were extremely heavy songs like Love Bites and Mr. Misery, and then extremely intimate songs like In Your Room and Break In. And so this kind of duality with the two sides of the record kind of tied into this whole Jekyll and Hyde thing we were thinking of. And then Lizzie came up with this line where she's like, "Hey, what if I was like Miss Hyde? You know, like Mr. Hyde, but Miss Hyde." And we're like, "That's brilliant. We got to write a song about that." So, and that song came about from that, and finally the whole theme came together.
Well, it's an amazing situation. This album is pretty much it's breaking records. People are just loving the crap out of it. Now, the process here when you guys put this whole thing together, what was that like? What was the hours and hours of recording and the writing and all that?
The greatest thing that we had going in to make this record that we didn't have going in to make the last record was 3 years of touring experience Because we've done tours on our own, we've done regional tours, but we've never done like major international touring on an album, like on an album cycle where people actually know our songs and people are actually coming out to see us, all over the country, all over the world, coming out to see us headline. And a lot of people would come up to us and say, I love your record, but you guys have so much more energy live, and Lizzie sounds so much better live when she sings. So we wanted to capture a lot of that live energy on the record, and we had that experience, and we've had the opportunity to talk and hang out with fans and have them give us their input and actually inspire us to want to actually crank up the amps and actually, and for me personally, they were like, you got to do more crazy drum fills on the drums. I'm like, I can do that. So, going to the next record, it was a lot more fun. We were just like, we gotta have more live energy. So, and another thing that really helped do that is we recorded the drums to 2-inch tape, which gave it like a really nice analog, warm tone. Kind of like just boosted like the good part of it, like boosted the toms a little bit, cut back some of the harshness of the cymbals, but the only unfortunate side is that you have to do the whole drum take, like the whole song in one take. There's no editing, so I basically had to play the song from top to bottom without making any mistakes because we're like, well, there's no editing. You have to do the whole song. So a couple of songs took a lot of takes. A couple of them were just kind of like spontaneous. Like the song "I Miss the Misery," that was like a really, really quick take. They hit record, and I was a little hungover and then angry at the time, so I just pounded out a hungover, angry drum track, and they're like, "That's the one. That's the keeper." Like, really? All right, next song, whatever. So it was great just having that experience, already making a record, and then going on tour and meeting all the fans, and I mean, being inspired. We were so ready and so amped to go in the studio and just make new songs that we really like to play.
Well, the recording process, I'm sure, was a huge deal for you with trying to get everybody together and trying to get everybody sounding great in the studio. Now, you guys are going to be going out on the road. You're going to be playing all sorts of different venues. Going to be doing a lot of the festivals. What do you prefer to do, festivals over venue concerts or vice versa?
I mean, you really can't pick just one. They're so different. It's a completely different animal. I think God, if I was gonna pick my top two favorite things to do, it's one is obviously getting to do headline shows, which is way more fun than opening for anybody. I mean, not saying that I don't love opening for bands that I love. Like it's great to actually go and open up for bands that you really love and respect, like Stained and Godsmack, which we're doing right now. It's just such a huge honor, and it's absolutely amazing getting to watch them every night. But yeah, it's really fun getting to do a headline show, just getting to do your own show and play like an hour or something, and you get to play all your songs, and having all the people come out just to see you and knowing your songs. It's like a big family because when we see people coming out to just see us, we really know a lot of people that in different areas because we're used to doing signings and meet and greets, and we're always willing to meet our fans over Twitter, Facebook, and everything. So those are a lot of fun. And at the same time, there's no better feeling. There's no drug. There's no better high. There's no replacing the kind of feeling walking out on stage in front of like 80,000 people, like going to Download Fest in Rock am Ring, Rock am Park in Germany, or Rock Fest in Kansas City, or Rock on the Range, like all these giant festivals. It's such a rush. You're almost kind of beside yourself when you walk out there and you see all those people. That kind of power and energy, it really just amps you up, and it makes you feel so small and insignificant. You just want to put on the best show that you possibly can. So it's a totally different animal, but they're both fun. It's fun. They're both amazing.
Well, good luck with the tours. Hopefully we'll see you in Kansas very soon and around the country. And I appreciate you joining us today on a Friday, man.
Man, I love Kansas. I hope we get back real soon, man. That's like our second home. We love those guys. KQRC, all those guys are awesome, man.
Well, it's good stuff, man. I appreciate it, and have yourself a good afternoon, man.
Hey, thank you guys for the support. We'll see you guys soon.
Definitely. Later.